So I've been getting some comments lately saying that I'm looking a little bigger. Now, I'm no Ronnie Coleman, but this was a goal of mine. So just want to say, thanks guys, appreciate you stroking the ego a little bit. But that also got me curious as to how much. So I decided to step on an in-body scale for the first time, and turns out I gained about 6 pounds of muscle in 2 months. Which, like I said, was intentional. And there's 4 things that I changed about my training and lifestyle once I set this goal. Here's what they are.
You're starting out with what was the most fun one for me, and that is a lot of pull-ups, push-ups, and dips. This was kind of the catalyst to me deciding to try and put on a little size, because it started out actually as me just saying, I want to get better at pull-ups, push-ups, and dips. I like these exercises, the challenge they create, and they address 2 big holes that come with kettlebell training: horizontal pushing and vertical pulling. So I just started doing them a lot. And as I added them into the routine more, I started getting some comments from other people saying I was looking bigger. So I said, all right, let's keep this going. Now, in my opinion, when you want to make these 3 exercises a focus, there are 2 ways to go about them. One is high frequency, so doing them often with low intensity, which is the way you do it in my 30-day push-up challenge. And if you're not great at these exercises yet, I think that is the better way to do it. You can get that challenge in the description below. Now, the way I did it was with less frequency and much higher intensity. So about 2 times a week, I would do 3 to 5 sets of max effort reps for each one of those exercises. And that was spread out throughout the week, however I needed or wanted to do it. So for example, one day I would do kettlebell swings supersetted with push-ups, and then the next day would be snatches and dips, and the next day would be push press and pull-ups, etc. So each week I was getting roughly 6 to 10 sets to failure for each of these 3 exercises. Kind of treating them like a bodybuilding exercise, honestly. But with the goal mainly being to increase the max amount of reps I can do in 1 set of each exercise. It just so happens that the byproduct of doing that is also increasing muscle. Very high rep body weight exercises is a fantastic way to build muscle in the upper body and very fun skill to improve on. It touches on the best of both worlds. Now, number 2 was also fun. Eat. Yeah, I ate. And yes, I ate protein, and there's a good chance that you've heard me talk about protein too much and you're sick of it. So I'm just gonna breeze over it here. 0.8 to 1.0 grams of protein per pound of goal body weight each day, every day. It's a pain in the ass and hard to do, but that is why gaining muscle is so hard to do. But I hit that number basically every day, and if I didn't, I was pretty close. Now, if that number is extremely daunting to you and you've never really measured protein at all, then I would start by aiming for 30 grams per meal, 3 meals a day. That's a great starting point, and it'll get you moving in the right direction. Now, that was protein. What I also ate more of was carbs. If you want to gain muscle, you've got to train hard. There's no way working around that. And if you want to train hard, you've got to fuel your body for your workouts. Nothing is worse than working out too hard and eating too little. So I was full on rice, potatoes, fruit, oatmeal, and more rice. I really like rice. When trying to put on size, you need your carbs, so eat them. Now, personally, I don't count macros or measure anything. I've been in this game for a while and have a pretty good idea of when and where I need to add or cut back, depending on the scenario I'm in or the goal I'm trying to achieve. So with that being said, I can't necessarily give advice on specific macros, but if you want to gain, you got to eat. That's a fact. Number 3, more double bell work. I love using single bells and think they present a unique challenge like no other piece of equipment. Doing a clean and press with a 106 pound, that's 48 kilos for my non-Americans, bell is a very, very hard lift. And doing clean and press with double 70s, so 32 kilos for my non-Americans, is tough, but not as difficult on the RPE scale. But at the end of the day, weight is weight. And 140 pounds is just more stress and more tension on the body than 106 pounds. So if you're looking to build absolute strength and put on size using bells, then double bells will be a better route for you. Cleans, squats, snatches, presses, rows, etc. Now look, this isn't me saying that double bells are better than single. They both have great benefits, and that's also not to say that you can't do all of this with single bells and still get great results. But if possible, doubles is ideal for this specific goal because we're trying to accumulate the most tension. Last but not least, and this one wasn't intentional, kind of just happened recently, so I want to at least address it, and that is my workouts got shorter, but I was doing them more frequently. I went from about 3 to 4 hard 45 to 60 minute workouts a week to roughly 4 to 5, sometimes 6, 30 to 40 minute workouts a week. Like I said, this wasn't intentional. The main reason this happened is because my wife and I were in the middle of buying a house and moving, so my days were just more stressful and much busier. Getting in 45 to 60 minute workouts consistently wasn't as doable for this period of time, so I was just doing a lot more 30 to 40 minute workouts. Now, technically speaking, I probably accumulated a little bit more amount of time working out throughout the week because of this, which affects things for sure, but I don't think it made a huge difference in terms of building muscle. The other 3 things we talked about made the bigger difference. But I bring this up because at the end of the day, you have to adjust your workout schedule based on what you have going on in life. That's just how things work. And it goes to show that you can build muscle in most situations. 3 times a week for 60 minutes or 6 times a week for half an hour. It's all possible. And the best part, I did all of this with 97% of my workouts being done from home. And this strategy right here was a big help. I'll see you there.